Hello Leo, thank you so much for checking out my channel here at Reflexive Moon Tarot. My name is Sarah and I am, well, for the newcomers, hello, my name is Sarah, and I will be hosting this reading for you for the new moon happening in Gemini. So I made a little video, a little snippet on the new moon and what it means. So go check that out if you feel for it. If not, we can just get into this reading for you. So with that, let's check out what Mildred has to say. What does Mildred, what's the message for Mildred? This one is coming through on the bottom. I've seen it. I never usually, I don't usually look at the bottom of that deck, but it popped out. So, I don't know, perhaps Leo, you got some witchy ways, or I don't know, when I think of hag, it doesn't necessarily mean this in this deck, but I just feel like wisdom is the foundation of any elder, right? And then we got diamond life. All right, so maybe it's time to check out some Sade. What else does the diamond have to do? I feel like the diamond, you know, naturally it speaks of strength. It's like one of the most powerful rocks on Earth, if I am correct. And it also shines, like when you polish it off, it really, you know, it has the essence of like purity, of like crystal clarity. You know, it's significant in so many ways. Like when you think of receiving diamonds, like I don't know, like I'm very critical. I'm not gonna lie, super critical of diamonds. So like maybe I'm not the person to relay this message, but like diamonds are also really unethical things. When you think about all the people that are exploited for us to have these shiny things that we use to make promises, like promises of love that are centered in raping and pillaging of people. Really makes no sense to me. But nonetheless, this is a symbol of wealth, of royalty, of capitalism. So, like, what do you subscribe to, Leo? We got the King of Cups. Maybe am I appealing to your emotions? Am I doing a good job here, Leo? Am I making a great emotional appeal? Emotional appeals are, you know, considered to be weak arguments, but at the same time, ethics are centered in what is right and wrong, and that has a lot to do with feelings, right? So this could be an individual in your life who may be a water sign, who is maybe even a future partner or a current partner. But this person, you know, they have that metrosexual appeal if it's a masculine. They are, you know, they are like the Rico Suave. With some money, with the ability to make you feel good, and like even make the whole room feel good, I would say, the King of Cups. That might not necessarily be in their nature, like they might not be like the life of the party, but they certainly can set a tone in a room and contribute to like the emotional setting in a good way and also in a bad way. But this person's upright, so it's feeling good for you right now, this individual, or perhaps you're feeling good right now, and that's what, like, that's your jam, is setting the emotional tone in the room right now. And, you know, don't underestimate your capacity for emotions as a fire sign. I feel like Leos are one of the more emotional fire signs of the three. So I feel like you're more, like your heart is the warmest, right? Think about that strength card. Taming that beast. that noble, that spirit of nobility is definitely the lion, right? So the High Priestess. Now, if this is you, this is just a really great, this is very watery again. So you're really coming into, like, you're really connecting with your watery nature perhaps, or with some watery individuals. I think the High Priestess is actually ruled by Mercury or Gemini. I think Mercury, but also Venus. I'm totally like off. But definitely the High Priestess has a lot to do. No, it's the moon. Of course it's the moon. I was like getting confused there. So the High Priestess is ruled by the moon. And so thinking about this moon in Gemini, thinking about this renewal of energy, this renewal of creative energy, communication, and expression. So that could be something that you're really caught up in. And it's like a good caught up. It's good. And feeling connected as well emotionally to like the sacred knowledge that you have been raised with as well. That is very High Priestess in nature. And you're like the divine feminine nature. Honoring that, like the divinity of the sacred feminine energy. It's real. And it's not like it's not like you're, you know, there's masculinity in it as well. So it really is balanced. Overlooking the situation, there's nothing hidden. Everything is pretty, everything is pretty out in the open. This kind of I flicked it off. You're moving forward. You're moving on from something. So there's nothing hidden and you're moving on. Maybe you had some conflict. Maybe you were not feeling good about a lot of people in your circle. Or you're just not feeling good about all of the hurt that you've experienced in your life. And you're putting a lot of things behind you. It's like a new chapter, which is perfect for this Gemini new moon. It's a good time for that. And you know, this is like a new year for a lot of folks too. Like when we got the summer solstice happening. So it's definitely a marking point. Where like the light, we're experiencing the light for the longest, right? So that's good. It's a good point to move on or to let things go behind you. And then we have the Emperor. So there was like an asshole in your past. I mean, I'm sure like we kind of all have those. This person was a tyrant though. This could also be you. It's an Aries, so it's a fire sign, but there might be an Aries in your life, or this could be your like you letting go of just like could be a system or a structure of beliefs or behaviors that really was oppressive. Or it could be like oppression triggering you to be toxic. You're letting, that's like it's in your past now. Because the Emperor is mean. And being a Leo, like Leos like to kind of be bosses or just like the center of attention. So if this is somebody that was outside of you, you know who that is. But if it's you being toxic and allowing your toxic traits to interfere with the well-being of others, it's something of the past for you now. And I really think that it's important that you be honest with yourself about your past and your nature in the past, because it might bite you in the ass. if you think that your shit doesn't stink, Leo. Because it does. Everybody's shit stinks, you know? Two of Cups. Kind of like, not sure if it was reversed or upright, but either way, like there's going to be some emotional imbalance that you're going to experience. You might be just on a bit of an emotional whirlwind, despite all these good things happening for you. This mental mindset, it's still going to be a process for you to match your emotions or keep your emotions in alignment. It's more like, I'm getting this feeling of like maintenance work. So it's not where everything is just perfectly fine and dandy and stays that way. You're going to be still faced with the challenge of doing that maintenance work to keep your spirit up. To remember about the truth. To remember the truth. And you're going to be... It's like something that you have to digest over a period of time, which requires you to keep looking at it, whatever it is. That's something that you don't really want to do, though. It's tricky for you. You just want it to be over and done with and pretend like everything's happy. Yay, let's go. But yeah, you're going to always have to do this work of maintenance. If you're in a relationship where, you know, things were not that great and now they're really good, like don't fall prey to the illusion of, and you know, that's the moon. The moon is all about illusion. Do not, like, the truth is revealed, right? So don't fall prey to the illusion that everything's fixed. Because the moon is always in movement. It's always shifting its cycles, right? It's always in a different phase every day. So don't let yourself get caught up in thinking that you don't have to continue to look at yourself and grow. I see people make the biggest mistake of their life, and that's it. Thinking that, you know, they go to therapy for a year and they're fixed. And not to say that people need to be in therapy for their whole lives or that, like, therapy is the answer. But, like, there's something that, you know, if we're faced with any kind of issue, if we have, like, we all have defects of character. We all also have, like, pain and things to celebrate. Like, we have all the things, some more so than others, some less. That doesn't, like, things always require maintenance and growth. There's always room for growth. If we're not growing anymore, then we're not really living a human life. We're robots at that point. And even robots require system updates, you know? Software management. Manage your software, Leo. Manage your shit. It's continuous. What is it? That Cook theory, 18 months? It was like taken the wrong way. Capitalism took over that one bad. But that Cook's theory where like things will be able to update or upgrade after 18 months. That's like when it comes to like technology and AI and stuff. And then, you know, of course, all the corporations take it as like you need to upgrade your phone every 18 months to 2 years and get a new one, and that's how we're gonna bank on that shit. Bad. But we don't need to get into that. This is not an economics class. But maybe you want to take an economics class. That might not even be the right name, Cook, but I feel like that is it. It starts with a C anyways, that dude. Pretty sure that wasn't his intention. To plant the seed in all of the corporations' minds on that level. But here we go. We have the Knight of Swords, speaking of planting seeds in the mind. Educating yourself. Maybe you need an upgrade. It's time for an upgrade. Or maybe you have been educating yourself a lot. So either way, like you're not quite at the Queen and King level just yet. You still require some direction. That doesn't mean that you aren't a king or queen. Like even kings and queens slap on the armor and go to battle, right? So don't forget that. This doesn't mean you're less than anything. It just means that people see that you are, you know, the cause is learning. Learning is your cause right now. So it's good. People recognize that that is where you're at. That is what you either are doing or need to be doing. An agent of your own mind. Sounds cool. Now, you are afraid of not being recognized. Now, that could be within school, or maybe you're afraid of not getting the accreditation that you think you deserve, which is tricky. I mean, you might be accredited but not recognized, or you know, maybe you're afraid of... Sometimes people are afraid of even being recognized, which is valid, right? Like, it can be very overwhelming to be famous if you're extremely introverted. So you may want to like adjust your appearance so that people don't really recognize you. But also, you know, like, you just want to stay humble, right? This card reversed can also indicate a lack of humility. It's thinking that you're the shit and that everybody should recognize and commend you for everything, when your shit stinks just like everybody else's. So I would say humility is something that you may want to look at in relation to your insecurities and toxic traits, and also anxiety, right? So yeah, you are either overly humble or cocky. You could be a bit of both. Finding balance between those two things is never a bad idea. Okay, we've got two here. We have the Eight of Cups reversed. So not really in a situation where you have to cut your losses and walk away, but you still have pain in a situation. And then we have the Seven of Swords reversed. So nobody is slandering you in any type of way, but you're either a little bit paranoid about that, about what other people think about you. So there's like there's a certain level of narcissism with these two cards being connected, I would say. Because like, this is not the greatest card, the Eight of Cups. And even when it's reversed, I would say it's just like, it's still not that great. But it's also not terrible, right? It's like, it's not bad, but it's not good, right? There's still some things that need to be addressed, or that are always underlying the situation. What's this? And that is being bored. I don't know, like, do you get bored with people or bored with what you're doing, so you need to move on? I don't know. But working also, maybe not working. This is so tricky. Like, there's nothing, like, no one is trash talking you. There's nobody trash talking to you. So like, if you're insecure or worried about what other people think, like, you got to get over that immediately. Secondly, like, you don't have to be afraid of having to walk away, of cut your losses and walk away. Like, that's not going to hold, like, don't let that hold you back. Like, people cut really big losses and walk away and they're okay. So if that's something that you're concerned about, changing things on that level, like a life change on that level, like, yeah, those things are hard, but like, you know, nothing new under the sun is happening, right? And then if you have this card reversed, this speaks to not getting your work done, not doing work. So, and that could be like work related to your wealth and health, like to your health and well-being, but it also could be making money. So that might be something that you want to consider revisiting on some level. Like, are your lack of finances or your lack of a desire to manifest wealth Like how do you see your wealth manifestation? How do you manifest your wealth? Like what is your view on that? Like is it like this kind of four of pentacles type of energy where you're like are you leeching off of somebody, or are you like hoarding your money and like just trying to ward off anybody that is trying to suck you of your energy? Or are you like starving yourself of opportunity for the sake of supporting like a basic hoarder? I don't know. Like there's so many possibilities. But I really hope that you get over it, especially if it's a fucking basic hoarder that you're supporting. Anyways, I really hope that everything goes well for you in the near future, Leo. And thank you so much for checking out this reading in my channel. And if it resonates, please do hit that like and subscribe button. And we'll catch you again next time. Take care and bye for now.